Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, this is not unusual coming from this individual, Rick Glacier, but we have heard this out there from more than one person. So I thought we'd get together and talk about it. I'm not calling it source because I don't think it's a source whatsoever. It's just something that I guess you can call it a rumor, if you will. Now, Rick Glacier is claiming that there is potential for the May 4th fight between Canelo Alvarez and whoever he's going to fight may not come to fruition because of the deep economic and financial crisis that's currently going on in the PBC, meaning they don't have the money to put in an account, a deposit, whatever you want to call it, to secure Canelo Alvarez, which is supposedly a guarantee of $35 million. So he's basically said that the PBC is going through financial turmoil. Now we saw from an interview from Stephen Espinosa, and I sometimes wonder if these things get really mixed up or misconstrued from Mr. Rick Glacier and other people who are simply people that cannot stand PBC for whatever reason. Well, I think I know why Rick doesn't like PBC, but whatever. We saw that Stephen Espinosa mentioned something to the effect of, PBC is in a position right now where they have to pull together their own crew, right? So they need, someone who's going to produce the actual fights. Amazon is not producing the fights. And my understanding, based off what Stephen Espinosa said, was that Amazon is not in the business of actually producing fights or any kind of sport content, really, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned that the NFL is actually produced by NBC on Amazon. It just has the Amazon brand and logo on everything. With boxing coming to Amazon, then, of course, they don't have those capabilities. PBC is now having to build out an entire team to actually produce it, right? So that's something new for that organization. You're telling me that PBC is currently in the process of building out a team that's going to be responsible for bringing the product to us, yet they're broke. We're supposed to believe that they're broke. Also, Canelo Alvarez guaranteed $35 million. This $35 million is something that, when did they sign that contract, Jay? When did they sign the Canelo Alvarez contract? That was back
Last year.
early last year, maybe March.
Yeah.
So they made an announcement that Showtime was getting out of boxing back in, I don't know, October, November, whenever that was. But guess what? We had been hearing that rumor since probably late 2022. Yeah, we had been hearing that rumor, and then the writing was on the wall if you just looked at some of the financials that they had and some of the K's and Q's that they released. So that wasn't all that surprising. So you're telling me that PBC, a boxing outfit that knew that Showtime was getting out of the sport of boxing, you're telling me that they went ahead and signed Canelo Alvarez to a $35 million guarantee without understanding how they would source the funds to actually put on the fights, knowing that Canelo historically has tried to maximize his opportunity to make money and minimize his risk. You're telling me PBC made that decision back then to sign him, knowing that they were. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, Jay. I don't understand the thought process there. Now, I'm not pretending that I know what the financial state of the PBC is. For all I know, Rick Glacier could be right. I mean, he's going to have closer contacts to boxing executives than I do, for sure. Because I have none, supposedly, because I have absolutely none, right? But and you don't have any either. AM Sports Media don't have any sources to boxing executives. But I'm just using logic to state that what sense does that make that Al Heyman what is he? Is it Harvard or Yale? I can't remember which one it is,
I think
but
it was Harvard.
Ivy School League guy that's been in this sport for years just took a risk. Canelo would have been a risky risk too at $35 million, a guy that doesn't like to actually fight anybody.
Exactly.
I just struggle to believe that Al Heyman made that kind of decision that's going to put his whole organization in jeopardy. So my question is, So if the fight does come off, because if the fight doesn't come off, everybody's going to say Rick Glacier is right. When the fight does come off, is everybody going to say he's full of shit? I'm just curious. Jay, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, he's been saying TBC is going out of business for what, the last 6-7 years. I mean,
Probably.
Goodness gracious, dude. And yeah, Al went to Harvard.
Okay.
Got his MBA from Harvard. So yeah, but I'm just over him and his whole hate for the PBC. He'll hate when PBC does XYZ, but when another promotion company does it, it's all good. It's great when they do it. PBC does it, it's all wrong. So I mean, this dude's been hating since hating. You look in the dictionary, you're gonna see a picture of his face, unless he blocks you, which he's blocked a lot of people for criticizing him for it. I mean, he's been saying the most bullshit about this for so many years. I'm just numb to it. I just want it to just be put to bed, man. I'm just tired of it because he hasn't been right yet. You know, I mean, I know sooner or later everything has to cease to exist at one point in time. So he'll be right one day. You know, if you keep saying he's gonna be right one day, but damn, you weren't right last year, you weren't right 2 years ago, you weren't right 3 years ago, you weren't right 5 years ago. Just stop. Cut the hate and let it go, dude. Find something else to do. I mean, to your point, I know as well why some of his hate or a lot of his hate comes to PBC. That's a personal issue for him. He needs to build a bridge and get over that shit. Because this is tiring. He's making himself just look worse and worse. And people that just align to him, especially as far as this narrative, you're not helping yourself out neither by aligning with him on this take here. Some of the other takes he has on some of the things, I saw something he said about Floyd, what Floyd does versus fighting versus running. I agree with him on that. So everything he says and say is completely BS. But this aspect here, this particular narrative or point is trash to me until it happens, you know, because he's been saying it for too long.
Yeah. We'll see what ends up coming about this. I mean, at the end of the day, today is February the 11th. At some point, probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they're going to have to announce the Canelo Alvarez fight and who his opponent is going to be, because they're going to have to start doing press tours and starting to get into training camp and all that. Because May 4th is what, about 3 months away? 4 months?
Yeah, but
4 months.
But also, Bosey just said in an interview with YSM that Boots is returning on Canelo's undercard in May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that Bosey, I don't know anything. Bosey, I don't want to go there. Bosey probably has been told that, but it's not guaranteed just because Bosey's heard that.
I would trust him and his fighter on that, knowing that information than Rick as far as right about this shit right here for now.
I agree. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Is this just another propaganda from Rick Glacier to try to minimize and or make the PBC look bad, or do you believe that the PBC is in real financial trouble? I'd be honest with you, Jay. I think if anything, if PBC is in trouble, boxing's in trouble, because
Agreed.
top rank can't be making a whole lot of money either with what they got currently going on over there. You would imagine, right? You would think that they don't have a whole lot of dollars that they're that my personal opinion. I feel like if they're in trouble, then Matchroom is in trouble, and all these guys are in trouble because they're all paying similar salaries to these guys. And PBC's been on a model for quite some time. It's basically you eat what you kill. So we'll see what ends up happening. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.